Warrior Cats Forest of Secrets, Chapters 1 through 2. The icy wind whirled into Fireheart's face as he struggled down the ravine towards the ThunderClan camp. The mouse he had just killed gripped firmly in its jaws. The flakes were falling too thickly that he could scarcely see where he was going. His mouth watered as the prey scent of mouse filling his nostrils. He hadn't eaten since the previous night, a grim sight of how scarce prey was in Leafbear. Hunger crawled at his belly, but Fireheart would not break warrior code. The clan must be fed first. A glow of pride briefly drove from the chill of the snow that matted his flame-colored coat. As Fireheart remembered the battle he had taken place only 3 days before, he had joined the other ThunderClan warriors to help support Windclan when the Mournland cats were attacked by the 2 other clans in the forest. Many cats had been injured in that battle, so it was even more important for those who could still hunt to bring home prey. As Fireheart pushed his way through the gorse tunnel leading into the camp, he had dislodged snow from the spiky branches above, and he flicked his ears as the cold lumps fell on his head. The thorn trees around the camp gave some shelter from the wind, but the clearing in the center of the camp was deserted. All of the cats preferred to stay in their dens to keep warm. Then when the snow lay thick, broken tree stumps and branches of fallen tree poked above the covering of snow. A single line of paw prints across the apprentice's den to the bramble thick where the kits were cared for. Seeing the trail, Fireheart could not help remembering that it was without an apprentice now, since Cinderpaw had been injured beside the Thunderpath. Trotting across the snow into the heart of the camp, Fireheart dropped his mouse on the pile of freshkill near the bush where the warriors slept. The pile was pitifully small. Such prey could be found was thin and scrawny, hardly a mouthful for a famished warrior. There would be no more plump mice until New Leaf, and that was many moons away. Fireheart was turning away, ready to go back on hunting duty, when a loud meow sounded behind him, a rural sound. Shouldering his way out of the warrior's den, the clan saw Deputy Tigerclaw. "Fireheart!" Fireheart padded through the snow towards him, respectfully, lowering his head, but conscious of that huge tabby's amber eyes burned into him. As the massings about Tigerclaw flooded through him again, the deputy was strong, respected, and an outstanding fighter, but Fireheart knew there was a darkness in his heart. "You don't need to go out hunting again tonight," Tigerclaw growled as Fireheart approached. "Bluestar has chosen you and Graystripe to go to the gathering." Fireheart's ears twitched with excitement. It was an honor to accompany the clan leader to the gathering, where all of the 4 clans met in peace at full moon. "You had better go eat now," added the dark-coated deputy. "We leave at moonrise." He began to stalk across the clearing towards the high rock where Bluestar, the clan leader, had her den. Then he paused and swiveled his massive head in to look behind Fireheart. "Just make sure you remember which clan you belong to at the gathering," he hissed. Fireheart felt his fur bristle as anger flared inside of him. "What makes you say that?" he demanded boldly. "Do you think I would be disloyal to my own clan?" Tigerclaw turned to face him, and Fireheart tried hard not to flinch at the stains at the cat's tense shoulders. "I saw you at the last battle." The deputy's voice was a loud growl, and his ears were flattened against his head as he spat. I saw you let that River Clan warrior escape. Fireheart winced, his mind flashing back into the battle. The Wind Clan camp. That Tiger Claw was true. Fireheart had allowed a River Clan warrior to flee without a scratch. But not out of cowardice or disloyalty. The warrior had been Silverstream. Unknown to the rest of the Thunder Clan, Fireheart's best friend Graystripe was in love with her, and Fireheart couldn't bring himself to wound her. Fireheart had done his best to talk his friends out of visiting Silverstream. Their relationship went against the warrior code and put both of them in grave danger. But Fireheart also knew that he would never betray Graystripe. Besides, Tiger Claw had no right to accuse any cat of disloyalty. He had stood on the edge of that battle watching Fireheart fight for his life against another River Clan warrior and turned away instead of helping him. And that was not the worst accusation a Fireheart could make against the deputy. He suspected Tiger Claw of murdering a former ThunderClan deputy, Redtail, and even planning to get rid of the leader herself. If you think I'm disloyal, tell Bluestar, he meowed challengingly. Tiger Claw brewed black his lips and snarled and dropped into a half crouch, sliding out his long claws. I don't need to bother Bluestar, he hissed. I can deal with a kitty pet like you. He stared at Fireheart for a moment longer. Fireheart realized with a joint that there was a trace of fear as well as dispersed in his blazing amber eyes. Tiger Claw wonders how much I know, he thought suddenly. Fireheart's friend Ravenpaw, Tiger Claw's own apprentice, had witnessed the murder of Redtail. Tiger Claw had tried to kill him to keep him quiet, so Fireheart had taken him to live with Barley, a loner who lived near a two-leg farm on the other side of Wind Clan territory. Fireheart had tried to tell Ravenpaw's story to Bluestar, but the clan leader refused to believe that her brave deputy could be as guilty as such a thing. As he glared at Tiger Claw, Fireheart's frustration returned as he felt as if a tree had fallen and pinned him to the ground. Without another word, Tiger Claw swung around and stalked away. As Fireheart watched him go, there was a rustling from inside the warrior's den. Graystripe poked out his head out through the branches. What on earth are you doing? He meowed. Picking fights with Tiger Claw like that. He'll turn you into crow food. No cat has the right to call me disloyal, Fireheart argued. Graystripe bent his head and gave his chest for a couple of quick licks. I'm sorry, Fireheart, he muttered. I know this is all because of me and Silverstream. No, it isn't, Fireheart interrupted, and you know it. Tiger Claw's the problem, not you. He shook himself, scattering the snow from his coat. Come on, let's eat. Graystripe pushed the rest of the way out of the bound towards the pile of fresh kill. Fireheart followed him. Picked up a bowl and carried it back to the warrior's den. Graystripe crouched beside him, near an outer curtain of the branches. Whitestorm and a couple of other senior warriors were curled up asleep in the center of the bush, but otherwise the den was empty. Their sleeping bodies warmed the air and buried any snow that penetrated the thick canopy of branches. Fireheart took a mouthful of wool. The meat was tough and stringy, but he was so hungry that it tasted delicious. It was gone far too quickly, but it was better than nothing, and it would give him strength he needed to travel to the gathering. When Graystripe had finished his meal, a few ravenous gulps, the two clans laid close together, grooming each other's coat fur. It was a relief to Fireheart to share tongues like this with Graystripe again. After the troubling time it seemed that Graystripe's love for Silverstream would destroy his friendship with Fireheart. Even though Fireheart still worries about his friend's forbidden affair, since the battle and Graystripe had rekindling their friendship. So it was as close as before. They needed to trust each other if they were to survive the long season of Leaf Bear. And even more than Fireheart knew, he needed Graystripe's support against Tiger Claw, growing honestly. I wonder what news we'll hear tonight, he muttered in his friend's great ear. I hope RiverClan and ShadowClan learn their lesson. WindClan won't be driven out of their territory again. Graystripe shifted uncomfortably. The battle wasn't just greed for territory, he pointed out. Prey has been scarcer than usual. RiverClan is starving since the Two Legs moved into their territory. I know, Fireheart licked his ears in reluctant sympathy, understanding that his friend will want to defend Silverstream's clan. But forcing another clan out of their territory isn't the answer. Graystripe muttered agreement, and then fell silent. Fireheart knew how he must have felt. It was only a few moons since they had crossed the Thunderpath to find WindClan and to bring them home. Yet Graystripe was bounded to sympathize with RiverClan too, because of his love for Silverstream. There were not easy answers. The shortage of prey would be a disparate problem for all four clans, at least until Leaf Bear relaxed its cruel grip on the forest. Growling fiercely underneath the steady rasp of Graystripe's tongue, Fireheart jumped at the rustle of branches outside of the den. Tigerclaw entered, following by Graystripe and Longtail. All three of them growled at Fireheart as they settled in a huddle closer to the center of the brush. Fireheart watched them grow, slitted eyes, wishing that he could make out their conversation. It was too easy to imagine they were plotting against him. Fireheart's muscles tensed as he realized that he would never be safe within his own clan. What's the matter? Asked Graystripe, lifting his head. Fireheart stretched, trying to relax again. I don't trust them, he murmured, flicking his ears in the direction of Tigerclaw and others. I don't blame you, growled Graystripe. If Tigerclaw ever found out about Silverstream, he shuddered. Fireheart pressed closer to his side, comforting him, while his ears still strained to catch what Tigerclaw was saying. He thought he heard two names and was tempted to creep a bit closer. But just then he caught Longtail's eye. What are you staring at, kitty pet? Hissed the tabby warrior. ThunderClan only wants loyal cats. Disturbed, he turned back on Fireheart. Fireheart sprang to his paws once. And who gave you the right to question your loyalty? He spat. Longtail ignored him. That does it, Fireheart mewed, his furious undertone to Graystripe. It's oblivious that Tigerclaw spreads rumors about me. But what can you do? Graystripe sounded resent to the deputies honestly. I want to talk to Ravenclaw again, Fireheart meowed. He might remember something else about the battle, something I could use to convince Bluestar. But Ravenclaw lives at the Two-Leg Farm now. You'd have to go all the way across WindClan territory. How would you explain being out of the camp so long? It would only make Tigerclaw lies seem the truth. Fireheart knew he was willing to take the risk. He had never asked Ravenclaw for any details about how Redtail had died in the battle against RiverClan all those moons ago. At the time, it had seemed more important to get the apprentice out of Tigerclaw's way. Now he knew that he had to find out exactly what Ravenclaw said, because he was becoming more and more uncertain of his friend must know something that could prove just how dangerous Tigerclaw was to the clan. I'll go tonight, Fireheart meowed softly. After the gathering, I'm going to slip away. I'll bring back fresh kill if I can, I'll say that I've been hunting. You're taking a big risk, meowed Graystripe, giving Fireheart a quick and affectionate licks. But Tigerclaw is my problem too. If you're determined to go, I'm coming with you. The snow had stopped and the clouds cleared away, but at by the time that ThunderClan cats, Fireheart and Graystripe among them, felt the camp ahead through the forest towards 4 trees. The snow-covering ground seemed to glow in the white light of the full moon. Forest glittered on every twig and stone. A breeze blew towards them, ruffling the surface and snow, bearing the scents of many cats. Fireheart shivered with excitement. The treacheries of all 4 clans meet at the scared hollow, and at every full moon a truce was declared for the cats to gather beneath the 4 great oaks that stood in the center of the steep, sliding clearing. Fireheart felt behind Bluestar, who had already dropped into a crouch to creep the last few tail lengths to the top of the slope and peer down into the glade. A rock reared up the center of the clearing between the oaks, its jagged outline black against the snow. As Fireheart waited for Bluestar signals to move, he watched the other clans greeting one another below. He could not help by noticing the glares and rises crackles as Windscan faced the cats of RiverClan and ShadowClan. Clearly, none of them had forgotten the recent battle, and it weren't for the truce, they would be clawing at one another's fur. Fireheart recognized Tallstar, the leader of WindClan, sitting near the great rock with his deputy Deadfoot. Beside him, not far away, Running Nose and Mudfur, the medicine cats of ShadowClan and RiverClan, sat side by side, gazing at the other cats with eyes that reflected the moon. Besides, Fireheart Graystripe's muzzles were tense, and his yellow eyes glowed with excitement as he stared down into the glade. There will be a part 2 to this because this is getting way too long. Stay tuned for part 2. Bye.